Hey, how's it going? So this is gonna be an interesting one. This is not being streamed live. This was recorded, mostly silent, so I'm doing a little voiceover as we talk here. Um, Let me just pull it up right here. So, I was doing some Runescape, and I figured now with the changes to how do you call it? Theater of Blood. They made it so that the Theater of Blood, um, you can respawn and you get items and there's unlimited tries and all that. And I figured, oh, let me go ahead and when you respawn, you get a bunch of supplies back. Excuse me, that's what it is. Um, and I figured, oh, let me go ahead and do a little test run here. Maybe I'll stream myself beating it, but I ended up beating it. So this is that video. Uh, I elected to do a kind of shitty setup for beginners Theater of Blood. I'm doing entry mode. That's all you have to do to finish the quest. The idea is to finish the quest to get my quest point cape, to get my Lumbridge diary, so I don't have to use a Drummond staff or a lunar staff anymore to use the fairy rings. Just one more step on the way to being an actual player of RuneScape. So I just set up here. I didn't turn on the music for a few minutes, so we'll sit in silence. But as we set things up and I get things prepared, I did not stream this and I did not really do a voiceover because I wasn't feeling spectacular. My car has been not working well lately. The alternator died. I was driving into work yesterday and I got maybe 4 blocks and I noticed that my excuse me, sorry, I'm thinking. The time on my radio wasn't turned off. And I was like, "Oh, that's not good." So I was sitting at a red light. I made a right on red into a little side road. I got maybe 10, 15 feet and the car stalled. It was dead in the water. Couldn't even turn it over. So I needed to get to work because it was a Saturday. I was doing overtime and I was there to service the halls for an event. So if I wasn't there, not good, not good. So little quick thinking. I downloaded Uber. Thankfully, it actually remembered my account. Strangely enough, I don't know why, but I didn't have it downloaded, so I downloaded it, called an Uber, and they were going to be there in about 5 minutes. About a 20-minute ride to work. I got there on time, no problem. While I was waiting for the Uber, I disconnected the battery, put as much stuff. So I was planning to go to work and then drive directly from work to my parents in order to replace my alternator, which died. So I grabbed as much stuff as I could and put it in my backpack because I didn't want to leave it in my car. I was able to lock the car up by going like and reaching from the front door to the back doors to lock the tabs and all that, and then close the doors. I had the keys, so I could still get into the driver's door and all that. Disconnected the battery and went to work. Sat at my desk for 8 hours because it was overtime and they just needed somebody there. And then a coworker gave me a ride back to my car, and then we took a look at it, and we were like, "Oh," he was like, "Why don't we just pull it?" Because originally I was going to call AAA because I have towing through AAA, and so we went back to his place. We grabbed some tow straps. We came back. We wrapped the tow straps around. He has a what was that? Why? Oh, I turned up the volume and the music. There you go. There's music now. We grabbed the tow straps and we wrapped it around. He had like a step on the back of his truck with a. He said it was a very strong eye bolt, so that was his choice. We put it on a carabiner under my car and started moving. We got to a stop sign and stopped because there was traffic. Otherwise, we kind of rolled through them. Don't tell the police. And we started going again, and it jerked a little bit and it snapped. There was like a what do you call it? The carabiner connected to something else, and that snapped to something else. So I was rolling backwards at that point, and so I put on the brakes, and without thinking, I shifted into park. Now, originally, I had to reconnect my battery to get back in the park because it's electronics keep it from shifting out of park even with the key in the ignition. But I could not shift it out of park anymore, so we were stuck there at a stop sign, like half in the intersection. Thankfully, it was a side street. I was kind of able to wave people past safely so that they wouldn't hit anybody. On my shifter, right below it, there's a little slot with a cover. I was able to get my pocket knife in there and pop the cover off. Apparently, if you stick the key in there, you can then shift without the battery. So I did not know that. I had to look it up, but that helped. We we tied the actual carabiner to the tow strap instead of the other piece that it was previously connected to, and got back on our way. Pulled me back, about 4 or 5 blocks back to my apartment, and parked it right in the street. Yesterday, after that, I only had a bottle of water and a cookie at that point. It was like 5-ish o'clock. I decided I only had a few hours left before it got dark, and so I started taking apart my car. I took apart there's a bunch of vanity covers and some ducting for like airflow. Took all that off. Disconnected the battery, of course. Disconnected the power lead going to the alternator. And I guess there's some other status cables. There's a second clip that came off. Disconnected those. I had to remove the power steering fluid from the reservoir from the car, so I had to disconnect that and get it everywhere, of course. I didn't have a bungee cord, so I wrapped an HDMI cable around it and tied it. My landlord was nice enough to go out and get me some bungee cords, but at that point I already tied it, and I was like, I'm not untying it. So I did that, kind of tucked it off to the side. I moved the coolant off to the side and removed that bracket that they both sat on because it was right in the path when they pull out the alternator. Next came the task of removing the belt. So if you don't know, in your car is a serpentine belt that snakes all over. Let me grab you a picture. I will cover up the fight here in a second once I get the picture. Here it is. Oh, that is not the picture I wanted. That is a YouTube video that has the belt as the okay. Oops. Hang on. This is the diagram. So you can see the tensioner says 10, the idler says idle. Those two were connected as one part of a tensioner assembly. If you imagine a line through them from one side to the other, they were connected. In order to get the belt off, you had to untension it, or I guess fight against the tension to relieve it. Here, this is what it looks like. No, I don't want to. I copied a hyperlink to it. No, I want to copy the actual belt tensioner. This is what it looks like. So that upper one rotates around the bottom one, and the bottom one with its bracket connects to the vehicle. And so you have to put a wrench or something on that upper one, and it will rotate counterclockwise, but you got to put a lot of force on it. You got to pull and really push it to get it to untension so you pull the belt off. So I was just barely able to do that myself on mine, and pulled the belt off. The entire time it had been like threatening to rain, unfortunately, and at that point it was starting to mist pretty hard. I didn't want to be in my car working on it while I was misting all over the place. So I there was one bolt in that tensioner. The way it secures to the car. Let me pull it up real quick here. That bottom bolt inside of the bottom circle, the left-hand one, sorry. It's on the bottom in the car. This is rotated 90 degrees. And in that little bolt hole on the left, both connect to the car. I could not get to that one because it's literally underneath these two, which are already deep in the car. It's very deep. But I was able to get that left-hand bolt loose and almost all the way out. Unfortunately, it cannot come out of the car without the rest of this unit coming out because it's too long and it hits another part of the car. So you have to undo that left-hand bolt in that hole and pull the whole thing out at once, which I couldn't do. So today, my father and mother were nice enough to drive over and assist me with that. They came over, and me and my dad took out the alternator, which is located like almost underneath the engine. It's in a weird spot. Let me see if I can find the location here. Yeah, here. This is not where it is. Oop, I did it again. This is not where it actually is. This is it halfway out. If you imagine, let me add a. Here, I'm just gonna talk over this. Let me show you here. If you imagine, this is actually laying right underneath here. It's underneath this little cowling. If you look, this isn't exactly the same car, but that's where it is in mine. If you look, oops, stop it. No, I don't meet you. Give me one meet you. Right here is where the idler was. The belt snakes around, and so this had to come around here and up and out. Actually, this might be 20 a different year, but it's pretty close. So it lives right under here. So put it in and out a few times. Couldn't quite get it in there. Turns out there's like bushings that need to be compressed a little bit in order to do it. So we pulled it out, grabbed a hammer, popped those bushings in a little bit so that it would seat. Put it in. It all screwed in fine. Putting in the tensioner assembly, I could get the top of the two bolts in pretty easily, but that bottom one was, like I said, underneath. This is already, we're standing on an old oscilloscope. It doesn't work. I promise it doesn't work, and it was not one I wanted to repair because of high voltage. It was like 6 inches off the ground in order to gain extra height so we can lean further into the engine bay and get like down to like mid shoulder almost into the car to reach this thing. Eventually get it, screw it in. And we got to retension that pulley, that tensioner to get the belt back on, reconnect the power for the alternator, re-put the bracket back on, put the power steering fluid and the coolant back on the bracket, reconnect the battery, put all the vanity covers back on, go to turn the car on, it goes, it stops. It's like, oh, fuck, you're shitting me, dude. So we try and jump it, no dice. We try and put my parents' vehicle on it to try and jump it from another car. So we have a jump box is what we tried first. And we tried to jump it from an actual vehicle, and it wasn't working. And finally, put the jumper on the battery instead of on the frame of the car, and it worked. So the car started up, it's running. I was able to drive it a few feet into the driveway, turn it around, drive it back in the driveway, and then turn the car off. After that, I was able to turn the car on, which was good. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have let it sit and charge a little bit because we have a charger, but I wanted to test it and see if it would turn on again on its own steam, and it did. So it all worked out. And so I just haven't been feeling great because I'm pretty bruised up. I got a big gash on one of my fingers, not from this, but you're working with your hands and you got a gash on a finger, especially near a joint. and you're just working it and you're just moving it all day, all you're doing is, you know, reopening that wound a little bit every time, and it hurts. So that kind of sucked. The back of my hands are all bruised. My wrist is bruised. My shoulders are bruised. My chest has been feeling like it's been bruised for a couple weeks. It actually is really weird. I think I'm sleeping with my shoulders crunched towards each other, and it's been making my chest very sore. And unrelated to all this, I don't know why, but the top of my feet feel like they're bruised. That actually hurts a lot if I touch it, but walking around doesn't hurt. It's just if I touch the top of my feet. So yeah, all that, and I got a little dehydrated, so I've been drinking a lot of water, but I have a headache from that, and I think I've been drinking water instead of iced tea, so I think I have a little bit of a caffeine withdrawal headache too, which is something else I get, which I hate. I have a cup of iced tea right now because I haven't had any in 2 days, and I think that's why I'm having a headache now, not hydration, considering I drank a ton of water today. And yeah, treated my parents to lunch as a thank you for driving out and helping me out. In total, let's see, it cost me over $700 for the parts, another $70 for lunch. No, so $700 to get that fixed. That is not bad, considering I probably would have had to pay 5 or 6 hours of labor, maybe a little bit less for a mechanic to do it. And at their labor rates of however much, $100 or whatever an hour, I would be looking at $1,300 maybe. A rough estimate from my mind, which I'm sure is wrong. So yeah, save myself some money. You know, if I had proper tools, I probably could have done it myself, but as it stands, I literally borrowed, like, not baby's first tool set, but maybe the step up from that from work in order to be able to do this. So I in this clip I kind of fucked up and I drank. I brought too many Sourdough brews and not enough restores, and so I drank one to try to get rid of an inventory slot because I couldn't swap to my blowpipe. Because that is a two-handed weapon. I had my defender, my offhand. Normally, you would drop your the necklace that you use against the bloat. I forgot what the name of it is. I forget what it's called. I'm trying to look it up, but I am unable to. Oh, the Salve Amulet, right. Normally you'd bring a Salve Amulet E, but I brought a Salve Amulet EI, and that's the imbued one. I didn't want to spend the time to re-imbue it, so I didn't drop it. But normally that's where you drop it, and that would allow you to take a whole bunch of bandages and still swap to your blowpipe, but I didn't do that, so... anyway, I drank a brew just to get it out of my inventory. I should have dropped it, really. But then I had all those negative stats, so I was like, alright, let me use some bandages and blah, blah, blah. Historically, for me, the Nihilocast fight has been pretty shitty. I've always done terribly. Usually I use up 1 or 2 of my 3 tries on this area. However, with the new system that they have, you have unlimited tries, so I wasn't super worried. And I think maybe not having that pressure on me made it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and crank through this. I was able to do it pretty efficiently, and I think I did well. I don't know if I have a whole ton else to say right now, so maybe I'll pop in a little bit later and talk about some of their fights. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story. I really didn't intend to do a whole talk through for the hour and a half that this ended up being, so I just kind of wanted to say a few words and be done. But cool. I will make some more commentary in a bit. Enjoy the fight. Alright, so this next boss I kind of only fought once before. Unfortunately, he was out DPSing me, and that was my last life when I fought him, I believe, or I had one more life, but I didn't have any more supplies. In this newer, updated version of Theater of Blood, when you die, you get new supplies, roughly equivalent to what you had, I believe. You'll see later when I die, that a bunch of the brews that I used were replaced with bandages. I wasn't quite sure I was doing this fight correct. You'll see that right there was a jump from when I paused it to go look at a video on how to do it. I thought you were supposed to pray range and mage depending on what color. And I think I did it mostly good, but then sometimes I get hit and I'd be like, why did I get hit there? But yeah, this fight ends up being pretty straightforward for the most part. I think I use a little bit of healing just because one of the mazes I accidentally picked up too quickly and cut myself off and took a little damage, and you get an automatic 15 damage from those glowing orbs no matter what, the big ones, so like there, I'm not sure why I got damaged for those two, but yeah, you can see right there, I cut a little bit off. And you just naturally gain damage in that area as well, too. It's a little time gate thing that you're supposed to do with when you have multiple people that they have to follow you, run around. Yeah, so that big orb right there. But overall, it was an okay fight. It didn't go too crazy. Move on Lucio so you can see my health a bit better. But yeah, after this is new ground for me, so I'll be back in a minute. So on to this room. I never fought this boss before, but it ended up feeling pretty easy, to be honest. Not sure why I brought Ruby bolts, but they seem to really pay off. I think in this room specifically. So the idea for this one is you're supposed to stand on these little dudes. They are basically overhealing this boss. And so the faster you can stand on them and block them from overhealing, the less damage you have to do throughout the fight. So run around and hit those. Then you want to not get hit by the goo, and then you want to not attack it when it looks at you. Unfortunately, the speed at which the bow attacks is pretty, the crossbow attacks is pretty slow. So there were a couple that, unfortunately, I did not, or I did attack when it was looking at me, and I got hit for it. But I didn't get the combat achievement or anything like that. But yeah, it went okay. can see I'm getting hit, and so I think eventually I stopped trying to do multiple attacks. I just attacked it once. Just not really. And that time I fucked up. Actually fucked up. But, you know, you click, face it towards you. Yeah, click away. Click away. And you got him. I had gotten a range level up in there, and that kind of almost... I was fighting Vorkath the other day, and I got another range level up, and it caused me to die because it stops your movement. And it almost did that same thing here. Thankfully, it didn't. Grab the scepter, and now for the big fight, the finale. This one was tough. I am not really a huge PVMer, even less of a PvPer, so trying to use all the skills I've gained and you know, do all this stuff, but it's not super clean sometimes, you know? But anyway, enjoy the fight. Now that was quite the show. I haven't been that entertained in a long time. Of course, you know I can't let you leave alive. Time for your final performance. Let's begin. Turn on my special there. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Be a hitter. 2 times with the special, once without the special. Hide. And then use the attacker twice and hide until this breaks. Yeah, so not looking so great, huh? You can see I swapped my blowpipe there because I kept getting the special from the ruby crossbow bolts, and that takes health away from you. Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play, and I'm running on negative 11 range level here. Trying to get that special in to get some health back. Hit a monster 20-something for some 10 health. I'll take it. And then, of course, the second one is 0. That's okay. Now, what do we got? 6% health left? It's like, oh, we could do this, right? On the cusp. But I don't have any more run energy. And that was it. Was it 5.5% left? And then it just kicks you right back in. You can see that most of my health healing items are replaced with bandages. But yeah, we'll give it another shot here. Sorry for the intermittent voiceover. I'm trying to cook dinner, and it's 12:46 a.m. and I have work in 6 hours, so not paying more attention to cooking so I can eat and go to bed, but enjoy. Wouldn't fucking believe it if I could plan it any better. You again. What can I do for you? Did you manage to get any useful memories from Verzik? Yes and no. I have a memory that I believe has answers for us. However, it is not Verzik's memory. What? I think it's best if I just show you. Prepare yourself. Doctor, are you still there? I'm right here, my lady. I was just finishing my notes. I feel wrong. My lady, I've already said, we really should take you to my surgery in Darkmire. Wherever the Nylaclast did, it was no normal bite. No, this is my home. You will not take me. I understand. My notes are finished now. I will leave you in peace. Peace? Yes. Doctor, it's inside me. My lady? I can feel it. Help me. Huh? What? Come, my pretties. Destroy the witness. Let us dine on his corpse. No. The rule of the vampires is over. The rule of the Nyloclast has begun. Verzik, she died. We feared the worst, but we never anticipated something like this. But does this mean the Verzik in the theater is really just a Nyloclast in disguise? We must inform my master at once. Your master? So these associates you've been going on about, they don't actually exist, do they? They do not. My master preferred that I keep his involvement a secret, but I feel you are now trusted enough to meet him. Meet him? Where? In a similar way to how my kind can relive our memories, we can also communicate across great distances. Another of my kind is with my master. Through the two of us, you'll be able to speak with him. Okay, I think I understand. Prepare yourself. Well, this is weird. It can take some getting used to. Now, I will contact my master and inform him of what we have discovered. Once I'm done, I expect he will want to speak to you with you. There. Now when I next speak, it will be my voice you hear. However, the words are from my master. Okay. Greetings, my child. No, I can't. Greetings, my child. It is good that we are finally able to speak, for you have done great service to me and my disciples. It would be nicer if we could speak in person. If that were possible, we would make it so. There are many constraints upon us. Still, these constraints are often to our benefit. How so? We share many common enemies, you and I. Enemies that infest Hollowvale like a disease. By remaining far away from this disease, I keep us all safer. Instead, my disciples act as my eyes, ears, and hands upon Gylanor. They are the harbingers of my will. So, where are you then? Home. Right. And what's your connection to Verzik? She was an old foe. We will not weep for her demise. What about this Nilo class that's replaced her? Concerning development. However, you have gathered all that we need to overcome it when the time is right. When the time is right. When the time is right. So there's nothing further for us to do now. No, for now we must wait. But once again, you have my thanks. My disciple will ensure you are suitably rewarded. I know that you are now a friend of the Sugadinti. Completed Night of the Theater. You're awarded 2 quest points, 4 antique lamps. Holy shit, dude. I had to pop the lamps. No. That's the worst. That's alright, I'll use them in a second. I believe all I need to do for my, what is it? Lumbridge cape is to get my quest cape, no? Perform the quest key emote at the wise old man's house. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna do the quest cape on stream instead of off stream like this recording was, but. This is weird. Why would they do it this way? Oh, it's a attacker. What do you call it? Yeah, an attack only. Well, we're close to magic level. It'd be nice to burst without. No, we're not getting that far. It'd be nice to burst without having to use bruise or anything. Oh, we got significantly closer, but cool. I need to get the quest cape and do that emote before the Desert Treasure 2 comes out. Otherwise, I will have to do Desert Treasure 2 before I do my Lumbridge and Draenor diary, but soon. All I have left is Slayer and Chamber of Zareth, I believe. Need to get to 96. I'm at 87. I can boost to 91, which can't get me anything, but if I can get to 89, I can boost to 93, I think, which gets me one of the two. Which one? I don't remember. It needs to be 93, but it can't be boosted, so I have to get to 93, I believe, to even do any of these, unfortunately. Well, back to the grind. I've been cranking away as much as I can at Slayer in the last week or so. I think I rose like 4 levels, maybe 3-4 levels, so lots to do. Thanks for watching. This is a weird one. I didn't talk until the end. I think I might go back and edit a little bit just to get some stuff down, you know what I mean? Get some words on paper, as it were. So, cool trick. After you hit OK or whatever, and she says, wonderful, keep it up. If you click on her again, and then click continue, you'll get the same clue. These might be in different locations, but you'll get the same clue, so that saves you having to figure it out. And it still counts if you do them 3 in a row. A little cool trick for you. I might as well put that right into Slayer. Oop. Alright. Again, thanks for watching. This is a weird one. I'm going to go back and edit it now, I think. I hope you have a good night. And I'll catch you later. These interaction reminder things get weird, so I know you guys are smart people. You do what you want. I'll catch you later.